Robert, I'm going to take a look at your setup, comparing you first to Rory McIlroy. Rory's setup is a little taller. He stands up a little bit more. His spine angle is not tilted over quite as much as yours. His knee flex is a little bit less than yours. I'm not sure what iron you have, but I think y'all have similar irons based on the look of the club. This picture here shows the angles of your spine angle, your knee flex, and the angle in your arm and shaft. And in all those angles, you have more angle than Rory does. Also, Grant stands a little taller than you do. Similar to Grant's angles are similar to Rory's. Robert, I've drawn two red lines kind of framing your upper body with uh, the head kind of in the center of these two lines. And I'm going to take you back to the uh, throughout the swing and see how you maintain or fail to maintain this position. I'll do Rory first. He basically keeps his spine angle pretty much the same during the complete backswing. His head is still generally between the two lines. As he starts his downswing, he will drop down a little bit, uh, but his spine angle is still pretty much the same. You can see that one red line going right through his ear. It's still basically the same spine angle. As he approaches the ball and comes into impact, right there he has impact. Again, he's done a pretty good job of maintaining the spine angle that he set up with and started with. His head is a little bit on the drop because he's dropped his head down, but he didn't drop his spine down. So that he keeps a very good geometry in his spine angle, so that he just rotates around that initial angle that he set up at the beginning. I'm going to do the same thing with your swing now. I've already commented that your spine angle and your setup is tilted over more than Rory. Um, and so you do start with a little bit more spine angle. You do a pretty good job of maintaining that angle throughout the backswing. Your head is right between those lines. You're at the top of the backswing now. You've got a nice extension in your left arm. But then on the downswing, you'll start to see a dramatic difference in your approach to the impact position as you start pulling up. And so as you hit the ball, you increase your spine angle quite a bit. You basically just stand up. And you can also see a little bit how you haven't really turned your lower body, your hips that much. Uh, I can see Rory's left back pocket. He's rotated his hips and has some lower body turning. He's not only shifting to his left side, he's also turning a little bit during that shift. Here's Grant in the impact position, and the red lines are where he was at the beginning. And like Rory, he's maintained his spine angle and has not lifted up dramatically as you have. And so one of the things that I believe we need to get to is learn how to swing the club around your spine angle without changing that angle in any dramatic way. And I believe that your initial setup is too tilted over, and your subconscious mind senses that it cannot make a good athletic movement through impact unless it lifts a little bit to create a little bit more space, that it feels a little bit crowded because of your initial setup. You don't really create enough space between your spine and the ground, and your subconscious mind tries to protect you and save you by lifting up to create that space in the downswing. So going forward, I think you should work a little bit on adjusting your setup, stand a little bit taller, take a little bit of the flex out of your knees, and lift up just a little bit more, and work on that new setup until you're comfortable. when we get together, we'll work on how to then go to impact and maintain that position. Learn how to turn under the spine without lifting the spine. One other thing that we need to adjust is you've actually gotten a little too flat with your backswing. Ideally, we want that left arm to be on the same line as the shoulders. You can see how Grant's left arm is a little higher. It's on the same shoulder angle, and you've gotten well below that, and that will create some chaos at impact. And so you've actually gotten a little too inside. I think the step one is to get your setup a little better so that I don't want to reshape the geometry of this left arm with the existing geometry of your setup. So I want to get the geometry of your setup a little bit better, where you stand a little bit taller, and then blend in a backswing that is not so inside. It's going to feel like you're going out more and not in so much. You've gotten a little too dramatic, and that's going to cause some problems that we need to correct. The other thing that this low arm and flat swing has created is you can see how you have a dramatic cupping of the back of your left hand. I don't mind a little bit of an angle there, but you have a fairly strong angle there, and that's a lot of that is simply because of the left arm's position. If we get that left arm a little higher, that'll automatically soften and reduce some of the angle in the back of that left wrist, and give you a little bit more consistency of delivering the club face in the same face angle every time.